Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be using the Holbein color pencil set, the pastel color set. I didn't see a whole lot of reviews on this website about these, so I said, you know what, I'm just going to make my own damn video and see how these work. And so that's what we're doing. I'm going to open up this box, we're going to take a look. And oh boy, do they look at them. That's delicious. Them colors look juicy as a all right, you got the bright colors on the left side, you got some muted tones on the right side, and they just look real pretty, very pretty. I'm gonna do some swatches on black paper and white paper because it's a pastel set, so I expect it to work well on black paper. And so you can see the pencil here, the casing or the body of it, it's nice, it's full, the text is nice and pretty. The text does rub off rather quickly. I have another set of primary colors with Holbein and they did rub off. So that's just something to keep in mind. I'm comparing it now to one of my Luminance with Caran D'ache. You can see the Caran D'ache is a little bit bigger. I've also got the Derwent Lightfast, which is about the same size as the Holbein. But these all have those little tips at the end, of my Faber-Castell as well. They all have these closed off ends, which is supposed to help the lead from breaking. And then you've got your Prismacolor where the end is still open and you can see the lead through the bottom, which is why I think when you drop these, they're prone to breaking. The first color laid down real nice and smooth. It is a very light, kind of pinkish color. But the one thing I notice about these is that they're just very creamy. These can wear down pretty quickly and you can easily find yourself, eating through these pencils very fast. So I think that's a problem that I have because I'm very heavy-handed. I'm also used to using a paintbrush or a screen. So colored pencils are a new level of patience for your boy over here. I have such a hard time, going through the process of something. I'd rather just see the end result. Oh, this right here, this colored pencil had a cancer warning on it for the yellow, for the state of California. So I had to peel it off and I was like, wow, look at that. That's not very pretty, is it? It's sticking on there. It's a bit messy. And on the yellow one of all colors, so I had to get a little alcohol wipe, which you'll see here in a second, to clean it off. And I will say the results of cleaning it off, although it took a few minutes, it did all come off and it looks pretty good. And there's no visible damage to the pencil. So everything worked out there. Anyway, these pencils are very soft. They can wear down pretty fast. So if you're heavy-handed, loosen up a bit or be ready to go through your money real quick with these because these are about $4 a pencil on Dick Blick. And that's a lot of money for a colored pencil. This set was about $170 US. And I don't know if that's with the tariffs included or not. So I think they've just always been expensive. I do like the color set though. The thing about pastel colors is I'm not like an Easter guy. I know that a lot of people like the very pale colors. I find them to be not as exciting because I like a lot of vibrant. I like vibrancy. I like really bright, vibrant, high saturated colors. But I think what I'm learning with these colored pencils is that you can have a pastel that is also very saturated and very vibrant. So I'm excited about that. I really like these darker tones. They're interesting. They're not colors I would typically go for. I also wouldn't typically consider them pastel. But I guess for like darker colors, they're pastel in comparison to the not pastel equivalent of that darker color. If that even makes sense, I don't know. But they're very pretty. I like this color palette. I like all of these colors. I think they look very nice. I think there's also a couple fluorescent ones thrown in there, but ultimately,, it's just a really nice set. I like that they include a warm and a cool gray. and we're gonna zoom in real close. That 532 I know is bugging me. I always make one mistake. There's always one, but they look real nice. And then we're just gonna speed run the black because you already saw me do the other ones, so we're not gonna redo that. And here it is. We've got, they look real good. It does kind of have that issue where a lot of them just look white between the pink, orange, and yellow, just like different shades of white. Those ones are a little bit more colorful on the white paper, but you do still have a pretty wide range that will work on the black paper. Today we're just going to be drawing on the white paper. Now for the drawing, I was experimenting with these, so I'm going to include the sketch that I made, but I'm drawing food because after buying these, I can't afford to eat anymore. So the burger that I'm sketching right now, I'm not excited about how it turned out. That was the guinea pig. I like the bowl, the way I filled in the color on the bowl, but the vegetables in the bowl, that's questionable. This cup though, with the with the marshmallows, this shit slaps and it looks real good. So that's the part you should stay for. I'm gonna sharpen it for the first time to get that real nice pointy tip. And then we're gonna transition from the carrot to the bowl in about T-minus a couple seconds. Hold on. Hey, so this bowl, I really liked how it turned out. I like how I layered the colors. I'm not new to colored pencils. I just haven't used them in a long time. I used to use them all the time, but I don't know. I just went into the watercolor world and I've been there for as long as 2020. So about 5 years. So it's been a minute since I've used colored pencils, and I think this time my approach is to be more patient, to loosen up my grip, to not be as heavy-handed, to allow myself to layer, which I'm still having an issue with. But this bowl was one of the first attempts where I was really light-handed. I just took my time, and I kind of like how it goes from light to dark. I like the areas that I left negative and how that works with some of the lighter blue that I put in there. Oh, and there's the burger. You can see it now. It actually doesn't look that bad now that I'm looking at it. But the burger, there wasn't a brown. I had to just kind of make up a bunch of colors. It looks like one of them veggie burgers because it's got all the weird colors in it. But yeah, the cup, I really like how the cup turned out. I'm using some of those heavier colors to add, the dark lines to the glassy look. I left some negative space in there. And I'm playing around with the colors because one of the things I like about colored pencils is how people kind of cross-hatch just a bunch of different colors. I don't really know the science behind it. My assumption is that they're just choosing colors they want to use. And that's just what I did. I didn't really have a reason for choosing kind of like a pastel red and green. It does look kind of Christmassy with the marshmallows, but they're very cute. Look at that smile. And then this one's gonna kind of have its eyes closed, not even kind of, like actually eyes closed, and then a tiny smile. And you gotta add those little laugh lines. There we go. So it's cute. The carrots, the broccoli, we could have lived without those, but I don't think we could have made the rest of our lives without these marshmallows because they are absolutely adorable. The burger's all right. It is a veggie burger. That's okay though. The straw is giving. We like that. And the little heart and the KT logo. Look at that. I like how the colored pencil, it just lays so nicely. Yeah, so I mean, this is what I drew. I enjoyed the process. I enjoyed the colors. I think they look nice. I think they work nice. They're colored pencils. They're soft. They're creamy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did like it, subscribe and all that stuff. And I will be making more videos like this going forward. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay beautiful, stay true, stay you, and above all, stay cozy, everybody. I'll see you next time. Peace.